superpower hitting its limits? As the Iran war intensifies, the US is delaying weapons deliveries, leaving allies waiting and exposed. Missiles diverted, stockpiles strained, and promises pushed back. For decades, America armed the world without pause. Now, it's choosing. And that choice is raising a bigger question. How strong is a superpower when supply runs thin? America's expanding military campaign in the Middle East is doing something few expected so soon. It's forcing Washington to choose between fighting a war and keeping its promises to allies. And increasingly, the war is winning. Across Europe and Asia, nations that had counted on contracted US weapons deliveries are now being told to wait. The reason? American stockpiles are being quietly redirected toward the ongoing conflict with Iran, leaving allies in the lurch at one of the most precarious moments in recent geopolitical history. Multiple sources cited by Reuters say the delays are hitting countries in the Baltic and Scandinavian regions particularly hard. Many of these nations placed orders through the Foreign Military Sales Program, a US government-to-government mechanism that was supposed to guarantee a reliable supply. The weapons were contracted, paid for, and expected. Now, they won't arrive on time. For smaller countries on NATO's eastern flank, already anxious about Russian aggression, that's not a logistical inconvenience. It's a security problem. The trigger for all of this was February 28th, when coordinated US-Israeli strikes on Iran marked the beginning of an open military confrontation that has since spiraled in scale and cost. Since then, the demand for precision munitions, missiles, smart bombs, air defense interceptors has been relentless. American forces have reportedly fired hundreds of Tomahawk cruise missiles during the campaign alone. To put that in perspective, officials say the US has burned through more than 2 years' worth of Tomahawk production capacity in just weeks of combat operations. Replenishing that will take time that allies don't have. And it's not just Europe feeling the strain. On the other side of the world, Japan is confronting a similar reality. Tokyo had placed an order for approximately 400 Tomahawk missiles, a cornerstone of Japan's evolving deterrence strategy in an increasingly volatile region. Washington has now informed Tokyo that those deliveries will be delayed as US forces continue to prioritize operational demands in the Gulf. For Japan, this isn't a minor setback. Tomahawk missiles are central to its plans for countering threats from both China and North Korea, and any slippage in delivery timelines directly complicates its defense posture. Japan is one of America's largest buyers of military equipment globally, and this moment will test the durability of that relationship. Stepping back, what we're witnessing is the emergence of a new and uncomfortable reality for US foreign policy. For decades, Washington's ability to arm its allies while simultaneously projecting force around the world was treated as near limitless. The sheer scale of American industrial and military capacity made it a reliable guarantor, the partner you could count on when things got difficult. That assumption is now being tested in real time. What's emerging, in short, is a stress test for the entire architecture of Western collective defense, one that nobody formally declared, but that is playing out in delayed shipments, diplomatic back channels, and quiet strategic recalculations in capitals from Tallinn to Tokyo. The message to allies is becoming harder to ignore. In a world of simultaneous wars, even America's vast arsenal has limits. And those limits, once theoretical, are now a matter of policy. Iran has signaled a potential new phase in its military strategy, one that turns battlefield debris into future weapons systems. According to the Iranian consulate in Najaf, more than 300 warheads and bombs fired during recent US-Israeli strikes failed to detonate on Iranian soil. In an ex-post, Iranian consulate said,
"One of the lessons of the Ramadan battle is that the false prestige of American and Israeli power has collapsed, and among the most important indicators that proved the enemy's military weapons are not as flawless as claimed is the existence of more than 300 warheads and bombs that were fired toward Iran and did not explode. Some of these bombs weigh a full ton. Reverse engineering is on the way."
The statement frames the situation as a strategic opportunity for Tehran, recovering unexploded munitions, including bunker-busting bombs weighing around 1 ton, for analysis and potential reverse engineering. Earlier, a similar concern had surfaced in Lebanon. Reports indicated that a US-made GBU-39 precision-guided bomb used in an Israeli strike failed to detonate and was recovered intact, triggering what sources describe as urgent American efforts to secure its return. For Washington, the risk is not just exposure, but replication. Iran's defense ecosystem has long relied on reverse engineering, shaped by decades of sanctions and technological isolation. The most notable example dates back to 2011, when Iran captured a Lockheed Martin RQ-170 Sentinel. Within years, Tehran unveiled the Shahed-191, a combat drone mirroring the captured platform's stealth design, but adapted for strike missions. This pattern has repeated across domains. The Shahed-129 drew comparisons to the MQ-1 Predator, while Iran's Yasser drone followed the capture of a Scan Eagle. Even underwater systems have not been spared. Analysts link Iran-aligned developments to the recovery of US naval drones, such as the Remus 600. More recently, attention has turned to loitering munitions, with Iranian systems resembling the Switchblade 300. The strategy is consistent: capture, dissect, adapt, and mass-produce. Western analysts warn that this model is particularly effective in asymmetric warfare, where cost efficiency and scale outweigh technological perfection. The concern now extends beyond Iran's own arsenal. Intelligence reports suggest that captured Western systems from other conflict zones, including Ukraine, may be feeding this reverse engineering pipeline. The implication is stark. Every lost weapon risks reappearing, modified, replicated, and deployed against its original owner. From unexploded bombs to captured drones, the battlefield is no longer just a site of destruction. It is a laboratory. And in that laboratory, Iran appears determined to turn its adversaries' firepower into its own future arsenal.